Do you find that you need to do a lot of tuning and things like that? I don't know a lot about musical instruments, but I know that we have something that had to be sent to a music person before we lent it out, and I would assume then as it gets used, that will probably happen again. Is this something that you or any others here run into with having to keep, tuning strings or whatever other kinds of issues come up with these sorts of things?
Yes, it does come up. We have a music librarian who
Oh,
knows how to do the simpler things, but sometimes we also have to like make some repairs, which only a company can do. So, so yeah, it's not that often that we have to repair our instruments, but small tunings and things like that, they are more common.
so cool. So I have a follow-up question about that. Well, so first off,
Yeah.
if any of you are just joining us, I should say, um, uh, please don't hesitate if you can't ask your questions for whatever reason, maybe you're on desk or something. No judgment here. This is a welcoming space for everyone. Or because you're wrangling your toddler. Yes, been there. So glad to have you. um, uh, uh, we always welcome any type of questions. The only reason I am the one facilitating this is because I'm dorky enough to Google who has Library of Things as I'm putting my child to bed and then be like, oh, they're super cool. Maybe they'll talk to us. And then I message them. And then the bestest people. I know bestest isn't a word.
I'm
I'm
so
just making
glad that
um
you do that and that you reached out. It's so interesting and wonderful to meet you, dear colleagues.
and then amazing humans like Christy, all the way from Tallinn, Estonia, say, sure, we'll talk to you. So, Christy, thank you so very much for coming today and spending your time, your evening with us. We are going to have a little more of an informal chat today, which is what we always do. If you're new to this series, we're not a very formal crew. I'm in a fancy network closet in my building. Sometimes I'm in the boiler room because that's the space we have. But despite this, a whole bunch of us humans around the world are making space to lend odd things, so things beyond books. And it's really exciting and interesting to learn why we're doing that and what people will do that some of us are scared to do. So, Karen just asked a great question about music. So let's keep going on that thing because Christy, it's so bad. I'm so jealous of your musical librarian because I'm our musical librarian here, and which is a very sad state of affairs because I learned my talents from the University of YouTube. So I tend to look up everything and say, "Oh, how do you fix that?" And then I do our best. And now, to be fair, we're getting some tool doctors as part of our repair cafe and volunteers to come in. So, are there collections where you don't have a specialized librarian? Like, do you have a sports librarian for your sports?
Yes, we don't have any sports librarians or toolbox librarians. They know the basic things they learn at the University of U2 as well. And
Yeah.
we do have some guidelines for them, some user manuals, but yeah, it's a lot of learning for a common librarian, but somehow they manage. But yeah, maybe I'll just make a quick introduction of myself and our libraries, and then we can discuss all these libraries of things in more detail. Uh, as as
That sounds
already
wonderful. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. As already mentioned, my name is Kristi, and I work as a development manager at Tallinn Libraries in Estonia. And part of my job is developing new services, including the libraries of things. And maybe just a little bit of our library. Um, Tallinn Libraries is a public library network that covers the city of Tallinn, the capital of Estonia. And we have two larger libraries, Südalinna and Liivalaia Library. And then we have 17 smaller branch libraries all over the city. So if you look at the map, you can see that all these blue dots are our branch libraries. And we also have a library bus, which is a mobile library service. Yes. I don't know if you have library buses as well. Yeah, you do.
Well, we have, I don't know, we don't have buses. Is it like a van or is it an actual, like a
I
large?
can actually show you here. This
Oh,
is
it
our
is a
new library
bus.
bus. Yeah, it's a bus. It contains quite a large collection of books, but also we have a small collection of things there. We change it from time to time. This library bus, if we look at this slide once again, covers the areas of the city where there is no branch library nearby. So it covers different districts, drives on different routes to bring library closer to people. And all these red rectangles you see on this map, these are the library bus stops.
Wow.
So yes, we also have.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, of course. Yes, please, Maria.
Did the library bus driver have to get a special license to drive the bus?
No, he has to have a right to or a license to drive a bus, but it's not anything special.
But so it's a bus license.
Yeah, but
Okay, all right.
but the bus driver has to know a little bit about lending books because sometimes he has to help people. So he has to be a little bit like a librarian. We also have library bus specialists who one specialist who is driving with this bus, and she is responsible for the book lending and all other services the library bus offers, because the library bus is actually driving around during 4 days of the week, but on the fifth day and during weekends, it offers different educational programs, takes part of different outdoor events, etc. And we use it a lot for like offering different activities, advertising our services. So yeah, it's the library bus has many different different tasks. We also have a library bike, which is simply for advertising our library. And also we have some e-libraries, digital media, etc. But moving closer, oh yes, this is our library bike. But moving closer to the topic, just a quick overview and some numbers about Tallinn. Estonia is a small country and Tallinn is also a small city. So we have about 460,000 inhabitants. And the registered users or patrons, there are over 73,000. So we still have a long way to go to get all the city's inhabitants of Tallinn to read. But yes, we do have almost 1 million library visits per year, all our 20 libraries together. Also, about 1 million virtual visits on our website, and almost 2 million loans per year. We also organize many different events and individual and group trainings. These are both for schools and kindergartens, but also for the groups and individuals who are adults. The things we teach the most are different digital skills, because maybe you've heard that Estonia is an e-country. We offer a lot of e-services. Actually, most of our government and local government services are now e-services. So it's very, very important to teach those who don't have skills enough to use them.
Christy, if you see me doing this, it's American Sign Language for same, and I can't stop myself from doing it because my child has me doing this. So it's not a stop message or anything. It's like us too.
Yeah, great to know. Okay. Yes, we do have all the traditional library services you have as well, but now we get to the non-traditional part. And yes, one of the things we have been doing the most is creating different libraries of things. I'm going to go more into detail with those. And also, I'm going to speak a little bit about our seed lending museum passes, about our maker spaces, robotics and innovation kits we have, and so on. By the way, right now, you showed your room. I'm in the room where we have our digital drum set.
Amazing.
But yeah, let's start with the sporting equipment, because that was the first collection we created. And we started in 2014. And it was a year of, being active, theme year in Estonia. We have these theme years every year, and this was like for popularizing sports and, and so on. So we got some funding. I have to say that all collections of things we have are based off or are created with the project funding. So these are not from our ordinary budget. Our budget is not very big, and we have to offer our traditional library services with that budget. So we write a lot of projects, apply for different funding to get this not so traditional services. And yes, we started in 2014, but by now we have a collection of sporting equipment in every district of Tallinn in our bigger libraries. All these collections contain some easy training equipment, all kinds of different things you can be active with. But also some medical care devices like blood pressure monitors or something like that. And also, which are really popular, are different indoor and outdoor games for like just like Twister or things like that. And sporting equipment is one of the most used parts of our libraries of things. We have well, all items together, we have now over 4,000, 4,500, something like that, items. But a big part of those are sporting equipment. Then, yes, we already talked about musical instruments. And here on this picture, you can see our music librarian.
Amazing.
And yes, we don't have that many musical instruments, and this collection is only in our biggest library, Südalinna Library, here in this building. The digital drums and the digital piano you can play on site are also part of this collection. But yes, you can borrow different musical instruments from us. The most popular are electric guitars, digital piano. We have some violins and instruments both for children sizes and also for the adults. And we also have some simple percussion and handbell sets. These are really popular in the kindergartens, for example. The teachers just borrow them to make some activity with the children. And yes, we offer some music stands, metronomes, other devices that are sometimes needed. And this collection is mainly for those who just want to try out some instruments, maybe considering buying the instrument, but not knowing if they really have interest enough the musical instruments. I don't know about USA, but in Estonia they are really, really expensive. So you have to, yes, you have to try it out first. So this was one of the main reasons we created this. And yeah, I forgot to say that this was 2017 when we created this collection. And yeah, we were actually more afraid than it was worth. Meaning that we thought that the musical instruments are so hard, needing that much care and repairments and so on. But fortunately, we haven't had many serious cases of, I don't know, the instrument being broken non-repairably. So.
That's wonderful. That's something we hear over and over again. A lot of us have all sorts of different fears. So it's so lovely to hear someone like you who's experienced it and say, that's actually hasn't been a huge issue. Another question we get because instruments are so expensive, like I know that accordion, for example, is quite a pricey item. Have you had any issues with theft, for example?
We have had 2 or 3 cases in all those years, so it's not that
so very little
big of a number. Yes, and on the other hand, we have received quite a few donations, people donating the instruments for our collection, so it goes both ways.
Yeah, so more good news than bad is what it comes down to. That's so lovely.
Yeah. And then we started with our tool lending in 2019. This service we also offer in only one of our libraries, Belgorana Library, and we call it a toolbox. Actually, I really like this picture because it kind of breaks the stereotypes about the librarians because these are our librarians, and they manage this this toolbox. They have the basic understanding and knowledge how to use all this equipment that can be borrowed there.
I'm so jealous you have a chainsaw. We're not brave enough to do that. I'm going to ask you more questions about that later. This is a great picture.
Okay, yes, we do have user manuals. We do have the borrowers signing an agreement that it's their responsibility to use this tool properly. We have made some precautions. But yeah, so far it has been going good as well. So we have different tools for home repairs, but also some gardening tools, and people are really thankful because yeah, the tools are also expensive, and you maybe need them once or twice a year, and it's very reasonable to share. And one more thing about this toolbox is that actually we got the funding from the local government and from the fund that was created for organizing and popularizing community gardens. So we actually applied for this funding and we said that yes, we want to support that activity as well. We want to support community gardens, and so we got the funding. And yes, there is a community garden nearby that library, but also people come from further away to use this toolbox, and also other community gardens benefit from this service. More about green thinking. Yes, as part of the community garden project, we thought that it would be great to create this seed lending, or it's maybe it's better to say seed exchange, because you don't have to bring back the seeds you are borrowing. If you can have some seeds from this plant you grew, then it's okay, it's wonderful, but otherwise you are not obligated to do so. Yes, at Lagra Library we have this collection we renew every year before the spring, different kinds of plants, well, all kinds of things you can grow on a balcony or on a windowsill. So and also in community gardens, and we've also received donations. So people bring their seeds to us. And also we have a small plant exchange now there, because people are bringing their plants. They don't like house. How do you say it? House plants, and
Perfect.
yeah, and also if anybody likes the plant there, he or she just grabs it and takes it home. So it's a nice way to translate all this green thinking, beautiful, sustainable, sustainable living goals into everyday life. So yeah, we also make different workshops and things around it. So, and we have a pretty good cooperation with a non-profit organization that organizes the work of the community garden there at the Lagna Library. So it's beneficial for both of us. Some pictures from our different community gardens. And then we have, yes, this museum ticket lending. Do you have the similar service?
Yeah, we do. But it's a system. A lot of folks around the world lend passes. So I think it's much more normal than lending things. But what we're finding as we're talking to innovative librarians like yourself is that they do it differently in different places. And I think there's a real opportunity for us to expand how we use passes. Like, for example, we don't have 12 in our system. So I'm so interested to see what your pass can get you. Is it one pass for all of them, or is it individual 12 different museums?
It's one pass for all of them. You can borrow you can borrow a single pass or a pass for the whole family. And yes, we have agreement with all the city museums, but also one non-city museum, and they are all on board with this project, so they know about this pass and what it means, and people just can visit all these different museums for the period of loaning this ticket.
Do you have to give them money to get this museum pass, or do the museums say, no, we want to do this for equity, and they just give it to you?
Yes, they want to do it for free for the equity, for, advertising their services. And it was actually hard in the beginning to get them on board. We started just before the pandemic hit. I think it was also in 2019, but afterwards they really wanted people to come back to the museums, and and this was also a way to popularize museums once again. And they started to work with us, and now they are really satisfied because yes, more people are coming, and they get the advertisement they need.
Amazing. Folks here are really jealous, Christy. Most of us have to negotiate with each individual museum we want to talk to, and we often have to give them money, and there's different rules. So you're leading the way on this. We're going to ask you some more questions about this.
Okay. Yeah, the cultural accessibility, or creating equal opportunities to access culture is maybe one of the key words we used while making these negotiations. And we said that it's just a small opportunity, but we don't have that many museum passes that can be borrowed. But it gives an opportunity for those who don't have enough money to visit the museum, etc. So this is just equalizing opportunities, and making more equal society. Okay, and then about our maker spaces, we don't have many of them because we don't have enough room in our library buildings. So we do have a bigger innovation lab at Kännukuka Library, containing all kinds of 3D printers, vinyl cutters, laser cutters, graphic tablets, different robotics kits, etc. And then we have a sewing room at Sula Library. And this is really, really popular. You have to book for like 2 weeks in advance because once again, sewing machines, different kinds of sewing machines are expensive, and people really want to use them. And especially after we started to receive Ukrainian refugees in Estonia, then the importance of this service has grown a lot. So many of the users of our maker spaces, including our sewing room, are actually Ukrainian refugees. And yeah, I think I'm at the end of of the presentation, and besides, you can borrow different items from the library. We actually use those items in our everyday work. Part of this part of the focus we have is that libraries should be like a community center. So we try to bring people together and offer them different activities, and yeah, the things we have in our collection, the things we have for on-site use, they are really great means to do it. So,
Oh,
yeah.
it certainly sounds like it. Wow, Christy, this is so inspirational. I hope you get a chance later to look at the recording and see people saying "Wow" in the chat, because yeah, there's a lot of what should I say, positive jealousy going on, so that we're all being like, yes, but we'd like to be like that too. So this is really inspiring. Folks, if you haven't been on one of these calls before, welcome, welcome. So glad to see you. I see a lot of familiar faces and familiar names. You can also stay in stealth mode, whatever you're doing. Sometimes people are on desk, whatever, but know that we're super glad to have you here in whatever way you present. I'm going to start asking Christy some questions, more like we're an informal group. We're just going to have a conversation. So any of you should feel free to bop in. Oh, love that. Is that your tagline?
Yes, I just wanted to show you that as well, and now we can have questions. Should I maybe I just finish the presentation now?
Yeah. That sounds good.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Well, how can I not share this anymore?
I think
Sorry.
if you go
Oh yeah, okay,
yeah.
I found it.
You got it. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Christy, that was so inspiring. And I learned a little more about Talon, which I don't know a lot of, at least not until I come visit someday. But I have so many questions for you. And again, anyone feel free to jump in. The only reason I'm the facilitator is because I'm geeky enough to ask. But Christy is doing this out of pure volunteer goodwill, as we all are here. So it's a mutual aid group. That's exactly what we do. So first question for you, I always ask this of anyone who lends musical instruments. Do you lend any items that involve spit? So like trumpets or trombones or anything like that? Or are you not dealing with spit? Okay.
No. We decided that we don't do that. We do have some, how do you call it, floats, Flutes.
Flutes? Yeah.
Flutes.
How do you?
Yeah. Yes,
How,
we do. But trombones or like saxophones, no.
okay, but so flutes though. See, you're braver than us. I knew you would be.
Yes.
How do you put them through a do you put them through a, oh, I'm blanking on the name. How do you clean them, I guess? Or do you rely on the user to clean them?
Yes, we have cleaning kits for them, and
Ah,
we always ask the borrowers to bring them back clean, but we
okay.
also clean them by ourselves. So,
Yeah. We do a few things
and,
like that too. We don't let it back if it's not clean, but we don't actually trust them enough to just do a couple of things. Some of the
yes,
children's toys, we're like, we're using a UV light on that.
yeah.
So on that note, in your cleaning kits, so I noticed, and this is the same question I have kind of with helmets too. I know, for example, at my library, we don't lend sports equipment that requires helmets, not because we don't want to, but because we're scared of the helmets, in the sense of we are scared of the lice that could be in the helmets.
Oh,
Here we have a variety of lice that sorry for anyone who's getting grossed out by this, but these are library issues.
yeah,
There's a
it's
form
part
of
of life.
yeah,
Absolutely.
there's a form of lice that is resistant to the common medication. So you actually have to have traditional nitpickers go through and you have to physically manually remove the lice. So we at the
Oh,
library want to do anything we can to avoid
mhm.
getting the
Okay.
super lice. And
Okay.
and so that's why we're scared of helmets. But I know some bike shops, of course, lend helmets here and stuff. And what they do is they use a UV light as well
Okay.
as soap and water. So for your flutes or your helmets or anything, do you have to do any of that? Are you using UV light? Are you using sanitizer? What are you using?
We are using sanitizers
Okay.
for both for musical instruments and sport equipment.
Yeah.
There are different kinds of sanitizers
Yeah.
which can be used, but we don't have this UV light you
Yeah.
were talking about. And I guess we don't have super lysis.
Yeah. Good. Good. I'm glad you don't.
Somehow, I don't know. We haven't had many any problems with that kind of thing.
Great.
Uh,
And no one here has either. I just want to be clear. But
yeah.
you know how we're all scared of different things when we start lending, you know? It's like no one has had any problems. Our gear share is very aware of this and they managed to take care of everything just fine. But it's always worth the ask.
Absolutely, and you have to think those things through, and yes, um sometimes we were just piloting if
Yeah.
it is working or not, and some things maybe we even changed or took out of this service because of the safety reasons.
Oh, can you tell us more about that? For example, here I know something that we had to take out of service eventually was an ice cream maker in a ball. It just wouldn't work no matter, it always was breaking. It was a problematic situation, even though it was a great idea. Do you have things
Okay.
like that that you've taken out of service?
Um, I don't recall exactly, but I do have a feeling that we maybe didn't lend out one tool anymore because it was kind of dangerous. But
Yeah.
I'm really sure. I'm not really sure which tool that was. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm super curious. You'll have to message the list if you remember, only because you're already doing the dangerous tools, which I'm so jealous of. So, for example, your chainsaw, amazing. I love an electric chainsaw. I have one at my house. They're super useful for forested areas like or gardens like Maine and Estonia. For those who aren't familiar, we're kind of in the northern latitudes. And it's a little colder here. There's snow on the ground here, but not in Tallinn yet, I hear. Uh,
Yes, although it should be already.
yeah, yeah. Um,
Yeah,
with
it's not.
have you had any, did you have to get special insurance for your tool library, or was it fine? And people, and also in Estonia, are chainsaws pretty normal, or was that an odd tool that you had to be careful about?
They are pretty normal,
Yeah.
and we didn't have to get some special licenses or anything
Yeah.
to do it. By the way, we did have to apply for a license while creating our seed library because you
Oh,
have to be a certified um, repackaging
facility.
kind
Yes,
of.
yes. Yeah,
Yes.
no, this is a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there
And
was
that
more
was
hassle with the seeds than there were with the tools. Okay.
actually, yes. So
Yeah.
this was kind of funny that we had to apply for a certificate to do it.
No, but
But
it's a common issue that we've heard about in other
yeah,
places. So that's fascinating. Do you find it was worth going through, or is it a lot
yeah,
of hassle, or was it a one-time thing?
it was a one-time thing, and it was doable. So yeah, now we have the right to repackage the seeds.
Okay. This is fascinating. So, Rebecca from the Seed Library Network, she's talked a lot about that, and I know she's fighting for more openness on that. But are you finding with your seed library, are people bringing back the seeds, or is it more of a they're trying hard and it doesn't always come back?
Uh, Sorry, I
Did
didn't catch the question.
No, 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 sorry. Are people actually growing the plant and then getting seeds from the plant and saving the seeds and returning them, or is it not so much?
It's not so much.
Yeah,
It's not that common.
yeah,
Usually, what we get more is that there are many seeds in one seed package. People don't use them all, and then they just donate the seeds they don't need.
yeah, which is still wonderful, which is still wonderful. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's I think a common issue we're finding as well. The more people I talk to, not that you wouldn't take locally saved seeds, but there's still some growing literacy that has to be on that. Um,
Yes.
I love how I'd love to know a little bit more about how you started your collection and why you started it. I noticed you said you were applying for different grants, and with the sports collection, you said, it was because of the theme, the right to move. It sounds like you're really focusing your collection on your patron needs and then addressing those needs with the collection. Is that correct?
Yes, we try to find out what our users need, and then we try to create these collections based on that. With our music instruments, I actually have a musical background myself, so I'm
Amazing.
very familiar with the problems with getting your first musical instrument and things like that. So this is partly from my experience.
Well, this is
and
great.
The tool lending, we saw the need in the local community. We spoke to people about it. There were community gardens in the making, and people were telling us that these community gardens did not have tools enough, or they did have gardens and were borrowing from each other. So we just thought that maybe we can do all this um, sharing at the library.
No, that's perfect, makes perfect sense. And it's a story we're hearing over and over again, meeting your community needs in such fabulous ways. Yeah, on that, I noticed the tools you showed were either hand tools or electric. Is that true for all of the items you lend, or do you lend things that need like fuel or consumables? For example, like
Yes.
okay, you do lend things that
There
need,
are some, yes, that need consumables, and for those people who borrow them have to pay a little,
yeah.
but otherwise it's free.
do you provide the consumables then and they pay a little money, or do they go out and get their own consumables?
It's I think it's both
Okay.
because yeah, depending on the consumable.
That makes sense because sometimes I bet they're really specialized and others I bet are more common. Yeah. Yeah. That's we talked to one library, and you're more urban than the library I'm at, for example. But one library who was also similarly urban, I guess they had a consumable vending machine. And I thought that was so cool that people would just put in, coins or swipe a card and then they would get their consumables
It's a
for
great
their
idea,
tools.
actually. Yeah, we should copy it.
Yeah, totally. Totally. And another kind of urban, well, it could have been an urban or rural system, but we had someone so I wanted to ask you a little bit about storing your tools. So everyone seems to have different strategies, and there's some great, obviously, software systems online you use to show them in some ways. And then then you have to physically store them in other ways. When you physically, I saw a couple of things. When you're physically storing them, can the public go and look at your things and use your things, or are they behind a wall or in a closet somewhere that your staff has to go get, or is it changed by what the thing is?
They actually can go in with the librarian because the toolbox is in the garage of our library bus.
Amazing.
So
the garage of your library bus. That's a great saying right there.
Yeah, we didn't have the rooms in other places, so we used the rooms in our garage.
Amazing.
And usually people can't go inside this garage, but with the librarian they can go and have a look what we have and choose their own tool. But also we have all these materials about our tools online, so you can look up from our e-catalog what we have, read about them beforehand. So yes, you can also choose them online, and you can well say that I need to borrow it, please book it for me, and then go to the library to get it.
Amazing. Okay, folks, I could ask Christy questions all day, but she has other things to do because also it's her evening. So we have 10 more minutes. So please unmute yourself, ask a question, put it in chat. I don't want to monopolize her time as much as I do, Christy, because you're a lovely human. I'm taking care of chat for you. Don't worry.
I'm glad to be here and chat. I haven't read the comments yet, but I'm going to do it.
No, not to worry. I've got you. I'm taking care of that. You're doing enough. Also, speaking a foreign language, which I couldn't tell, by the way. So also, most people are just full of compliments for you. I have another question for you, which is your medical devices. So this is something, again, we're seeing more and more need of, and I've heard from other libraries that it's, a real great need. Same question for you. So you're storing these all in your bus shed, and are you strategic about what medical devices you want, or is it more of a donated collection?
It's not a donated collection. We've created it based on what people have asked from us.
Amazing.
So at first we didn't have medical devices, only sport equipment, but then during the conversations with our patrons, some older ladies were saying that, I actually need to monitor my blood pressure and it would be great to just borrow it. And so it went somehow.
I love that. I mean, I can tell you, I have the honor of talking with amazing humans like you around the world, and I'm constantly delighted and surprised to see this folks really listening to what people need and then meeting that need, and then it just makes their collection so much more admirable from all of us elsewhere who are like, oh my gosh, I never thought of that. I wonder if that's a need here. So thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you, and I believe that you do that as well. So.
Yeah. The when you're selling this collection or when you're telling people about this collection now, is it popular where you are, or do people still think it's a bit of an odd thing and they're not sure that libraries should be doing this? Or is it people are like, yes, we think this is a good thing? Or is it both?
Well, it used to be more uncommon for the people.
Yeah.
At first, we didn't get the funding the first time for the music instruments, for example, because the yes, the same exactly. Because there was a big question why libraries should do it, why they should have collections like that.
Yeah.
And but it has changed during recent years. Now there's a lot more this excitement about our services. But yes, many people still don't know about those services, and they are so pleasantly surprised when they find something like that in the library.
Amazing.
Yeah, but yeah, it's becoming more and more popular. Borrowing different items from the library, we can see it from the statistics. Uh, I even brought some statistics with me. The most popular were board games. We lent out almost 7,000
Whoa.
during last year. And also sporting equipment, almost 1,000 a year. So, yeah.
The need is there and the want is there. That's so exciting.
Yes. And we do have small collections, so these numbers are not that small considering.
No, no, the return on investment is quite high. And it's not like, again, and I just want to double check because again, this is a concern that often comes up when folks are just learning about a library of things. You're still pretty biased towards books, correct? You still have plenty of books in
Yes.
your library. They're not going
Yeah, these are
anywhere,
the main
correct?
thing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
That's what I thought, but I just wanted to make sure. And then my last question for you, because we're wrapping up on your time, but um, you're part of this new sharing economy, and I know different areas of the world have different access to that sharing economy. So, for example, you might have in your town, maybe you have a toy lending library. I don't know.
Sorry?
Maybe in your town you have a toy lending library, or
Toilets.
maybe toy lens, a toy like children's playthings.
Yes.
Yeah, so like you might in some places or there are like in Sweden, I know there's a lot of gear lending libraries. So
Oh,
they have their normal library and then they have their sports
oh
library,
yes.
but
Yes,
they're
of course.
outside of the traditional library system. And so in some places, like in France, they have a lot of toy libraries and then they have normal book libraries.
Okay,
And
okay. Yes, we don't have that kind
yeah,
of library.
yeah, but in Estonia, do you have any other than the traditional book library? Do you have any of these other like libraries that are outside the library system?
No,
Yeah,
in my
yeah,
knowledge, we don't have
yeah,
them. Yes, we have just our public libraries and our research and
yeah,
academic
yeah.
libraries,
Which so
but
you
no.
Yeah, so you're meeting a need that really isn't otherwise met, which is really exciting. Do you think you're going to expand into things like kitchen appliances or something else on the horizon?
We've been thinking about yes, the kitchen
Yeah.
items, but um, we haven't really decided to do it because our other collections still need expanding, and maybe we try to invest into those collections first.
Makes total sense. I mean, that's the thing about libraries. I think it's really overwhelming to figure out what you want to do first because you want to do so much and there's so much community need.
Yeah.
But what's the right fit for your organization in your community? So that being said, I think you're doing a fabulous job, and so I'm certainly inspired, especially by your community partnerships, and you know how you're really looking at what they want and then meeting those needs, because I think that is something we can all learn from. So, Christy, before I let you go, thank you so very much for sharing your time,
Thank
your
you for having
experience.
me. It's been so interesting and so wonderful to meet you all. Wow. You are doing a great job.
Yeah, well, again,
Bringing this community together.
that's what we're all in this for, right? Is that we're all learning from each other. We all have something to give. We all have something to share. Even our oopsies are really good oopsies for other people to learn from. Also not an English word. Look, Christy, your English is way better than me. I'm making up words. So,
so nice word.
Yeah. So, but anyway, again, also humans who come to these, thank you all so much. I couldn't host if it was just me, because, well, I'd try, I'd still do it, but I'd feel a little bad for asking amazing humans like Christy to come talk to just me for an hour. So,
no problem.
Yeah, anyway, it's all of us together. And Christy, don't hesitate to chime in on the LOT Mutual Aid Group, Google group later. I'm going to put this up on the website.
Thank you. I will look it up.
And take a look at all the, anyway, you have lots of admirers. So, and I'm sure you will get even more as more folks walk. Team, can't wait to see you soon. And oh, if any of you won't mind and want to share your experience, we're going to run that LOT Mutual Aid Group FAQ coming up in December. I think it's December 15th. I don't know. I have to look at the calendar, but it's on the listserv. So if you are experienced and want to share and help some newbies who want to join us and learn how to make libraries of things, don't hesitate to come and share your cleverness, because it's going to take all of us. We're going to keep leveling each other up. All right, Christy, thank you so very much. I hope we get to meet in person someday.
Thank you, and have a nice
care.
evening, and
Thank
good luck
you.
with your libraries. Bye.
Bye.